So a record number of people are getting the orders to leave the country when they're trying to enter the country, and there's been a spike in these kind of situations in the last few months. And I am getting consultations almost every single day that my mother is being sent back home, my brother is being sent back home, even my parents are being sent back home when they're coming in Canada for the second or maybe third time as a visitor, as a worker, or as a student. So this is a growing concern that people are facing these days. So let's try to understand how can you possibly avoid being into that kind of a situation. I'm Niladri Mukherjee. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I practice here in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. All you have to understand that as a temporary resident visa holder, and the temporary resident visa are the ones for the visitors, for the students, for the workers. As a temporary resident visa holders, you do not have an absolute right to enter the country. Even as a permanent resident of Canada, you do not have an absolute right to enter the country. Only a Canadian citizen has the absolute right to enter the country, right? So when you're coming here as a temporary resident visa holder, let's say you're coming here as a visitor, every time you have to go to the CBSA counter to answer a couple of questions. The amount of questioning have gone up in the recent past, and you have to prove that indeed you will leave Canada well within the period authorized for your temporary stay. If you are not able to answer those questions correctly, properly, immigration officers reserve the right to send you back home. They can send you back home in the form of three orders. One is the departure order. They simply ask you to leave the country. Simple as that. The second form is called an exclusion order. They send you a note that you cannot apply to a Canadian visitor visa for the next 1 year. That is an exclusion order. The third and the worst of all is called a deportation order, where they deport you from the country, and then because of that you are not able to enter into the country for a period of 5 years. All these situations could be tackled with the help of some of the other legal steps, but mind you, you do not want to get into all those. So all you need to do is to answer the questions correctly. So if you are coming here as a visitor and if you are staying here with somebody, please make sure you have the name and the address and the phone number of the person. You're very clear about the purpose of your visit. If you are an employee of any company, make sure to carry the I-card of that company or your business cards or whatever. You have more than enough money with you at the time you entered the country. And I used to say that, well, the credit cards are good enough, but at this point in time, I would say that carry some hard cash, at least a few $1,000s with you to ensure that officers are satisfied. The officer may also ask you to show you the proof of that money. Did you borrow that money from somebody? Or that's your own money. All these need to be satisfactorily answered before you're being allowed to enter into the country as a visitor. If it's a case of a student, you have to prove that yes, you are indeed a bona fide member of the student class, you can speak English or French, and that you have had a good IELTS score, and that the letter is being obtained correctly, and that you indeed know what really had gone into your application, right? So all these things need to be answered. Worker, again, a very critical situation, whether the job offer is genuine, whether the job offer is related with your profession or not. How did you get the job offer? Is it an LMIA based job offer or a non-LMIA? How did you get the LMIA? Did the employer know you? All these questions need to be answered, failing which either an exclusion or a deportation or a departure order could be given in place. All I'm trying to say here is that make sure you are well prepared, and please do not have the notion that just because you have received a visa or you have traveled to Canada in the past, that means that you have been, you'll be allowed to enter into this country without any questioning. Gone are those days, and it is just going to be even more stricter in the months or in the years to come if my assessment is correct. So be prepared. If you have faced any of those situations, or if you're planning to enter into the country and need any help, make sure to book a consultation through our website, nuvonation.ca. I'll be more than happy to review your situation with you to give you a case specific suggestion. Hope this helps. See you guys in the next one. Bye.